Hey.
Weird science. From my heart and from my hands, why don't people understand my intention?
I can't do the we can't do our signal tonight. What is it again?
Love.
No, it's that.
No, I like this one better.
I do. This one's it's iconic. It's timeless.
I don't know. I feel like this one is way more iconic. I feel like way more people have seen Spaceballs than.
Oh no, like, Marilyn, is that a new
a splint?
Well, this I mean, this has been an issue for the last 2 years, and what I've gotten or had on here has been something that I got on Amazon. This is like the deal, the pro deal stuff given by the orthopedist. And it's been giving me problems, and I haven't been wearing it, so I'm like, I gotta start putting it on because it's getting worse.
You gotta bedazzle it like a Michael Jackson one.
Yeah,
right?
That's a great idea. So how's everybody doing?
Hello.
Brian, I've seen. Brian was at our VIP event this past
week. Yes.
Exciting.
I would have been
there in Philly.
But we had Brick Slopes, Utah. So I lost my voice talking to like 1,000 children. So sorry.
Yeah. Marilyn, how have you been?
Fine. Nothing exciting going on here.
Oh my gosh, Marilyn,
nothing wrong with
you gotta spice up your life. You know, you gotta fake it a little more. Be like, I am so busy doing this and that.
This person doesn't fake anything.
Marilyn does not fake. Marilyn, what you see is what you get.
Exactly.
Which I love about Marilyn.
Thank you. I love you too.
I
really miss you though. It's like, not being able to see you.
I know. It's weird. I used to see Marilyn all the time when I lived in LA, and now I'm in Austin. I never get to see her anymore. It makes me sad.
My Austin shirt. Ta-da.
But I'll be in LA in a few weeks, so I'll come visit.
Me too. I'll be there October 3rd through the 15th or 16th.
Well, I won't be here from the 11th the 10th through the 14th.
Okay. Are y'all going to?
That'll be ChronicCon.
Yeah.
ChronicCon.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Man, I should ship you my Bloodman and Chronic dolls to get signed. I just recently found them. They're like 100 years old. Brian, do you have any or you, Marilyn, do you guys have any of the action figures of you guys?
What a great response.
I just sold them all.
There are no action figures or inaction figures of Veronica.
No, okay, Veronica.
Make some. I can do Lego versions of Veronica with 7D. Never mind.
I mean, we've actually had fans make custom pops of Marilyn and stuff like that, but actual
I've had a custom pop.
Yeah,
I've had a custom pop made.
Yeah, a fan made it, and it was awesome.
Mine was awesome too until the glue decided to disintegrate, and now it's just it's over there. I need to fix it. Brian, did you have Dante doll, a little action figure? I know there was. I've seen it.
Yeah, there's been 3 different versions of Dante. There was the cartoon version, which is the in-action figure, and then there's the graffiti made or shall I say Diamond Select made a action figure in the worst packaging ever created, and that's been out there. And then just recently, obviously, the pops, and also mini mates, which are a really knockoff of not Legos but something similar.
They're like a Playmobil.
Yeah, they're
like a blocky Playmobil.
Look at Noah busting out the Playmobil.
Well, we have little mini mate things, don't we? No.
Yeah. We had.
I found out at Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con. I went to the Zenescope booth and I found the Fago, and I was like, no one's ever told me that you guys have I'm not allowed to call them minifigs because Lego would murder me. But you guys have, I don't know what to call them without getting in trouble. But yeah,
I forget.
figures. You have Lego adjacent figures, and I
Break.
definitely want a set of them because I can build like really cool sets because they're the same size, they fit, they're compatible.
I know
I
that
will say it's hard pressed. I went downstairs to the warehouse and I was like, Stu, where are the mini mates at? Or not the mini mates, excuse me, the little Lego figure things. And apparently we've like kind of reserved all of them for like this special promotion coming up. So I
Okay,
tried,
well,
Krystle. I will
no,
personally.
I will not take no as an answer. I will be so mad. I want a set of the figures.
I will personally give you my Death Force little figure. He's a little teeny tiny
Yeah.
ball of
Pretty nice.
vengeance.
Well, don't know where it's coming from. Wow.
A machine gun.
Did anybody else hear that? Is that
That's some
Krystle?
weird science right there.
Krystle bailed out, so I wonder if it was her end. I thought a missile was coming through my floor.
I was gonna say,
Let's get
Chris-
to-
Okay,
Can
was
you
it
guys hear
mine?
me?
what did you
Did
do,
it
Krystle?
fix it when I left?
Krystle, you broke something.
Did it stop when I left?
It's good now.
It
Can
did.
you hear me?
Yeah.
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 Okay, I just wanted like if it was mine, did it stop when I left?
Yeah.
Yeah, it stopped.
I wonder if it was.
It
I don't know. I don't know.
What did you do, Krystle?
It was.
I don't
It was.
know.
We weren't
I-
supposed to talk about the mini mates. That's Lego.
I know.
Oh, wow.
Lego has like hands everywhere, and they're like, ah!
We just got nuked. They were like, up, contract violation. Shut it down.
Right.
Quick,
Well,
right.
quick,
Oh,
it was
let's
our
distract
cue.
everybody.
It was
Yeah!
That's our cue to talk about the movie and not talk about mini mates.
right.
Okay.
Okay.
So, staying on topic, let's talk weird science.
All right.
Yay.
Yeah.
I,
Okay.
I can
Weird
say
science.
I have never seen this movie before.
Oh, really?
This was a first time viewing for me,
Wow,
and
this is
I could
amazing.
not have been happier with the outcome.
Oh, really?
I love this movie. It was so stupid.
I can't
and-
believe you never saw Weird Science.
I've
It's just a baby.
Yeah, my dad, however, did quote it very frequently. He used to say, so like when watching it, I picked up on like, oh, this is where my dad got that from, you know? Because my dad used to always, what's the line about? How about a roast beef sandwich and a dirty, greasy ashtray?
That's
Or
what your dad
something
would
like-
quote? That's like the weirdest one.
That is
Yeah,
a weird
that's weird.
quote.
Your
That
dad's
is an
weird.
interesting quote.
I'm just kidding.
Well, the whole point is he's trying to
Oh, I
make you
just
vomit,
noticed-
you know, try and
wait a
get you
second.
sick. So if you're not feeling well or car sick, he'd be like, what can I get you? I'm like,
Hold
I
on.
want
I
how about
just-
a greasy roast beef sandwich and a dirty ashtray?
Sorry, I just saw the bra on your head. I didn't realize. Is that a bra on your head?
It's a Mickey Mouse ears.
Oh,
It's ceremonial.
I thought it was a bra. I
You
can't
are-
tell, but I like the bra.
is.
It's like, wait,
It is
Krystle put a bra on.
Yeah. It's just a
Sorry.
pretty bra compared to what they have. The old bra.
Mhm.
They don't make them like that anymore. I
No,
actually
no,
found those.
Actually, they kind of do. It's
I-
in the old lady section.
The mom bra.
that. I saw one at a vintage
Grandma.
store recently, and I tried it on. I was like, it was like the Madonna like cone ones. I was like, that's awesome. That's legit.
I'm gonna wear. I should have wore a grandma bra.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
seen this movie about 400 times when I was in like grade school. So I haven't seen it in about 30 years, I guess, but about 400 times easily.
All right, Brian, how many times have you seen it?
I've seen. It's funny because I never really sat down to see it thoroughly from beginning to end. I've always caught it when it was on cable or at someone's house in dribs and drabs. So I always saw parts of it, never seeing it in its entirety. So this was like the first time in a very, very long, like since the 80s, that I've seen it in its entirety.
Marilyn?
This is probably my second time watching it. You know, like Brian, it may have been on at people's homes or something like that, and it may have been playing. I don't recall because I didn't really pay attention to it. But yeah, this is my second time to sit down and watch.
Okay, I watched this a ton growing up, like in middle school, and it's probably been, I don't want to age myself like Ralph just did, but it's been some time. It's been some time. It's probably been like 15 years since I've seen it. And yeah, it was pretty much how I remembered. It was different now that I'm like an old lady. Like I felt like really weird.
Sorry, the only person who can say they're an old lady is me.
Not true.
Krystle just turned 30 and now she's an old lady.
Facts. I'm like I feel so old. But like seeing, what is her name? The hot one, the model.
Oh,
Kelly
Kelly
LeBrock.
LeBrock.
Thank you. Seeing her kiss like the 15-year-old, I was just like, ugh, ugh. Like I just
And
like
she looks like she's 24, I think, when she did that movie, but she looks like she could be like 34. Like she looks older. Like she's gorgeous, don't get me wrong, but she looks in her 30s to me.
for sure. And I thought she was in her 30s, so I'm glad you
Yeah.
kind of looked up her age, because I totally thought she was like 30
Yeah.
kissing
She was-
this like 15-year-old, and I was
Well,
like,
I think
if this was reversed, it would be totally illegal, totally frowned upon, totally disgusting.
well,
Like they couldn't make this movie now.
You know, and
a
interesting
shame.
point, because that's something that kind of came to my mind. But then I remembered, because recently there was talk about oh my gosh, the one who played Wednesday being in a movie.
Jenna Ortega. Yeah. With the older guy.
Exactly. There was the whole
50.
controversy on that recently.
Well,
So
The
I think
Professional-
it kind of depends on what
Did you
it
guys
is
see
that
The
they're actually
Professional?
doing.
Well, I think
Who was the little girl in The Professional? Was it
Natalie Portman. Yeah.
yeah, Natalie Portman. Like
But
that
she
was
didn't
really
she
weird.
didn't kiss Leon in the movie.
I
Like,
know, but it
it's
was still
implied
weird.
that
It's
some
still
sort
weird.
of it's kind
Well, I
of
mean, in that movie, they actually make a point of it where the hotel owner's like, I don't condone this type of thing.
Right.
So
right.
they
But, like,
knew the age play there. So
right. Yeah, I mean, in reality, the kid in the movie is like 16 at the time of filming, and she is 24. So it had to be a little. I mean, no matter what, it's weird.
but Hollywood gets away with it because they made her.
They made
They
her.
made her.
She's not real.
Not
Right.
I'm just saying, like, they
She's
could
really
not
just
make
0
this
years
movie
old.
anymore.
She's really just 0. She's not. She's a weekend old.
And you got to realize, I mean, this movie's coming out in the midst of like Porky's and all these type of, adolescent sex romp type of movies, where that was the pushing of envelopes. You know what I mean?
the R culture.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
And this goes right along with it. Like I watched Animal House recently, and I was like, "Ooh, this is like so uncomfortable to watch now."
Well,
that's a lot with a lot of the 80s and early 90s movies.
I gotta say, when I was like, I don't know, whatever age I was, 12 when I first saw this movie, it was amazing. Or 13, and I'm like, oh my god, you could kiss a woman who looks like that. So
right.
I think it's great.
Right. And that was the whole thing with the John Hughes movies.
Wish to film it.
John Hughes wrote movies for high school kids with high school humor and high school kind of
high school
boys. High school boys.
Right, high school boys, correct. And
Yeah.
also let's throw in a little sexist and racist kind of tropes.
Oh god, so racist. It was so cringy watching him at the table. I was like, oh, this is so
Or in the back of the car.
The back of the car was almost worse. I don't know why. It was just oi.
He got no license,
oi.
Lisa.
Lisa. Oh my gosh.
It also made me realize, like, there was the dated references, which Noah probably picked up on as well. Like when they're using the F word, not the. Yeah, like the back in the 80s, like, that was so common. Like
the F word.
F, not fuck, but FAG.
Oh.
The gay F word.
The one you're
gay
not
F word.
actually allowed to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can say it. there's adult. No kids are
Oh
watching.
my gosh! Oh my gosh!
I don't feel like kids
Not the one
Yeah.
Ralph said. The other one.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
other
yeah.
one. Earmuffs.
Yeah, I'm reading so many books that were written like in the 80s right now, and they like it is about like it's about a gay guy, and it just like, you know, it just drops these phrases all the time, and I'm just like, whoa. So yeah, watching 80s movies, it's a different time, different time.
So
And not even
Drax,
to turn it into
Drax is asking what the movie's about.
Rex.
So he might not have seen the movie. So let's do a synopsis because it's let's explain the movie for those who haven't seen it because it's a great.
All right, some
great
loser
premise.
boys. I'm just kidding.
Two dorky kids decide to create a gorgeous
They're watching
female
Frankenstein.
companion.
Let's
and they
let's
create
two dorky, unpopular in school kids.
Unpopular and school kids, smart but unpopular.
Some incels.
They create this beautiful woman, and and she gives them it's a coming of age story mixed with Frankenstein, mixed with John Hughes.
Right.
Yes. There you go. The
And
way
also,
can we talk about how they created her? But go ahead. What are you gonna say? No,
I was just I recommend, if anyone gets the opportunity, once this is done, check out Siskel and Ebert's review of this from the 1980s.
Is it bad?
No. Well, what's interesting is Siskel hated it. Ebert loves it. And
Ebert,
the two of them get into an actual, like, a little bit of a heated confrontation.
They always.
Like, what are you talking about? It's a great film. It's funny.
I miss this.
Why didn't he like it? I'm curious.
The one guy didn't like it because he said that it was kind of like what we were saying, you know, a little sexist.
They were saying that in the 80s?
Yeah.
He said it for being exploitive, sleazy aspects of the script.
Yeah. But meanwhile,
at least they recognize it back then.
Siskel was ahead of his time.
But then Ebert, again, to make some of the, you know, connect to the point that the other folks here made, you know, that is kind of how high school boys are. You know, they are a little sexist and they are a little immature. So, you know, it's nothing if not just a reflection of where we were, you know, I guess where, you know, we were at that time period.
Right. But then there's people who are like, why feed into that? Why propagate it? Why continue to make it normalized by putting it in a Hollywood movie?
Right.
But here's one thing. I would love to quiz the audience if they knew how much memory is on that, if you even know what that is.
Our audience will know what that is.
Is that an
but
8
like,
gigabyte?
Did you say 8 gigs?
Oh, I guess gigs weren't even a thing, were they?
Gigs were what bands went to go play. Gigs had nothing to do with computers back then.
But you don't think you can hack the government with a floppy disk?
I know.
Were there bits? Were they bits?
Yeah, they were bits.
Bits.
Kilobits, if that.
I was about to say 8-bit, but then I was thinking like that's like the 8-bit. I was thinking like pixels.
Right. 8-bit it refers to usually pixels, right?
The floppy disk is underrated. Did you see how they hacked?
Wait, Ryan, give us the answer.
I believe that was like nothing more than like 56.
We're
like
getting a lot of different,
or 128 kilobits.
A lot of different answers in the comments. I don't know who's correct.
If our Rad was here, he would tell us. He's like a computer.
100 kilobytes of data on the floppy. There you go.
Nice.
And then there was always this wonderful thing, because if your mom was talking to a friend, you were not getting online.
He's like, unplug the phone. Unplug the
computer, Mom.
Oh my God, my mom used to sit on all my calls with my boyfriend, and when if he or I said anything like that she found funny, she would literally laugh, and that's how she like couldn't help herself, and that's how I would and it would be often. Yeah. I'm really jealous of kids who have like boyfriend and girlfriends now with cell phones. Like your parents can't listen in, which honestly, if I had kids, like I'd get a house phone just so I could listen in.
Oh my God.
I would. I would totally.
No, I happened to me once. I met this girl at this bar, at this club. I was underage. I got snuck in, and then I gave her my number, and she called my house phone, and my mom picked up. It was like 2 a.m. She was not thrilled. I never heard from the girl again. She was super cute, super cute girl. I wish I
had
knew where
one
she
of those
was now.
I know what a floppy
Me?
disk is, Firebird. Actually, I never had floppies. I had the hard disk,
hard. Yeah.
and I think it was in like second grade in the computer lab. And you can play like Oregon Trail. That was like the first video game that I played, which came out in the 80s, but like it was also in the 90s. So like I would have been like 97.
We shouldn't have showed Krystle the floppy disk, because now we're going to go through the history of discs.
Noah, were you born in 97?
I was actually born in 96.
Okay.
So, can we talk, please, about the hacking scene in general and how
yes,
how ridiculous it was?
That is how
I love the 5th grade brain, like smart as a 5th grader. What the
like
heck?
this is ridiculous.
Should we give her a brain?
Whoa,
give
like
her a
the
brain.
E equals MC squared.
They're hacking the mainframe, man.
Like that's
It looks
how
like
you
Star
hack.
Trek or
I
Star
need
Wars.
more power.
Can you imagine that's what hacking was in the 80s? Like that's what you thought it was. That was a
I mean,
thing.
think about Tron, think about Star Wars.
We had no clue. We had no
But
clue.
young people and adults especially had no clue at that time, really, what is possible.
They'll go
with
through a
computers.
tunnel and it'll be E equals MC squared, and that'll mean they got to the right area.
Oh
I mean, to
no,
be fair,
a
like, if we did
firewall.
it
It's a
now-
skull head.
Firewall skull head. Go down this
Did it
tunnel.
now, like people from like 20 years from now would definitely make fun of however we would do it now too.
But listen,
yeah,
I
well,
don't care what happened. They got this in return. So come on.
It is true. And that, can you believe this movie's like 40 years old? That's
Your move, Amazon. Your move, Amazon.
Your move, Amazon. Come on, Jeff. Make us.
They
a
did get Kelly LeBrock out of it, and that's amazing. So yeah, I'm happy for them.
Once you got
Also,
by that ridiculousness, you knew that anything was possible at that point.
Yeah, because in my mind, they could have easily have went like a war games route. You know, like, oh, these kids got in trouble for hacking into some government mainframe, or what are the ethical? But they just went straight for the sillies. It was so goofy, so over the top. What's up?
What year was War Games?
Ooh, let
I
me
think
pop
it was
the
87.
86, I think.
83.
83.
Okay.
I
So
love
this
war
is
games.
the year after. All right.
I love the war games.
Noah makes me feel anxious.
Was this Robert Downey Jr.'s like one of his first? It had to be like one of his first.
It was one, yeah. I don't know if it was his first. I didn't look that up, but it definitely was up there in one of his first.
He definitely has big teeth.
Do you think the guy who plays Robert Downey Jr.'s best friend is like Jesus? Like I didn't really get as far as Robert did in this business.
Well, Robert went through a very hard road to get where he was at.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
I feel bad for him after Comic-Con. Did y'all see that whole mess?
No.
What, the Dr. Doom
Dr.
stuff?
Doom announcement?
Yeah. Everyone was like super excited about it for like the first day. And then like 2 or 3 days later, everyone's like, what are you doing? Don't do that. Like nobody wants it.
Nobody wants it. I don't
Nobody
understand.
wants
It makes no sense to me, but that's a whole
Me
other story.
neither.
Nobody wants the Dr. Doom, or nobody wants him in the Dr. Doom.
I just don't know
Nobody
why
wants
he would
him as
come back
Dr.
as Dr. Doom. He should be coming back as Iron Man.
Yeah, that's what everybody's saying. Everyone's like,
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it as an actor, I'd be like, there's more actors out there who could play villains.
there's literally everyone on the planet except for him.
I think it's
Like,
If
it's someone like me, maybe. I'm just saying.
I would like to see that.
But on
Fans get to work.
right?
But no, I
When we were
will
talking about
say,
Doctor Strange, there was a fan kind of like, you should be Doctor Strange. I'm like, I don't think the facial hair alone counts.
oh, he's got a goatee. You're perfect for this role and any other goatee
I
adjacent
think there's
position.
got to be charm and some magic involved or something.
Well, and forgive me because I don't know Marvel all that well. Is that a whole multiverse?
Yeah, they do the multiverse too,
Yeah,
I think. So
it would be weird.
they can get away with it.
Characters.
You can
Like
do
no one's
whatever.
really ever played 2 characters before.
Yeah, but that's
Do you find the irony that Robert Downey Jr., one of his first roles, this movie, his most popular role in his whole career, could probably make Lisa now today with Stark technology?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It all comes back around. Okay. Speaking of which,
Yeah.
we'll go to characters. We already talked about the plot, which is, we get the plot. Plot's
Great
great. Great plot. It's Frankenstein.
Boys make a girl becomes kicks
Hot
ass,
Frankenstein.
girl goes, later.
Characters.
Anthony Michael Hall's character, I think, was kind of a carryover from his performance in, Pretty in Pink or
Any of those.
I was about to say literally all of them. It's the
All of
same
them.
character.
Absolutely.
it was the Michael J. Fox school of
Well,
character acting.
I gotta say this though, he's a little fun. He's funny in this movie, like to a like
Absolutely.
he's got more of a charisma in this movie than he does. I mean, not that he didn't have charisma in Breakfast Club, Breaking Bad,
Breaking Breakfast
Ooh,
Club.
that would be an interesting
The
mashup.
new- I'm gonna make that Breaking Breakfast.
Walter White is in charge of detention.
Yeah.
He's in-
That'd be
I
fun.
love that.
I
Actually,
feel
no,
like he was
all
allowed
all
to be
the
very goofy.
gangsters
in this
are
film.
in.
I feel like Breakfast Club is a little bit more serious, and this one's just like weird AF. So
I thought the two lead guys were good together.
Mhm.
For the most part, I don't know whatever happened to that kid who played his friend either.
Nothing much, because I actually did look that up. He really hadn't done very much after that. A few things here and there, but
he was probably embarrassed.
um
No, for real.
What are you
Like that's.
talking about?
I mean, like I know it sounds really cool to you, but like think about it. Like as a kid, his young age, like he wore women's underwear. Like
That was a little weird.
yeah, he did like really weird things. And like in Hollywood, we know now that like he probably, Lord knows what he had to deal with on set.
Right.
So he was
Well,
probably like, "Nah, I'm good, fam."
the women's underwear thing was weird. Now that you said it, I forgot about that. I think
Well,
I
and
brought.
you have to think about like where like he was a child actor, and like he's not being forced, right? But like he's kissing like a much older woman, and like
That
I don't know.
sounds-
I feel like if I were on that set, like I feel like he would probably be. I feel like other producers and stuff, like if he's doing this, if he's willing to do this, I don't know. Like he could have been put in a lot of weird situations back then.
well, his last
I don't know what you're talking about being weird. That's
his last
Okay.
film
Is
was
that him?
in 1989.
Is that him?
No, is that
But-
him?
His
Oh.
last
So
No,
hold on.
that's-
I want to hear what Marilyn's
the
got to
guy
who-
say,
Sorry,
and then we'll go
ahead.
back to the Mad Max characters.
So his last film was actually in 1989, Identity Crisis, but his last acting job was in The Goldbergs in 2017.
Oh, there you go.
But still, even that, it was an episode here and there of different things since doing Weird Science.
Right, he never made it.
No, he never really took off.
It's interesting though. Like you would have thought that could it's a pretty popular movie. John Hughes. I thought he did a good job. I mean, a child actor. He was only 16.
He quit. He didn't like Hollywood. There you go.
Well, according to Krystle.
No, Dracus.
Oh, it's
said
true?
that. I mean, that's
really?
like someone in chat said that,
Oh,
and that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I
is
definitely
that
got
true,
like, that
Dracus
vibe
or
from him.
Dracus? Is that confirmed, Dracus or Dracus, or is that your opinion?
No, like,
I mean,
Oh,
and it could have
Oh,
been.
he was in the Dead Zone.
oh, well, there you go.
Oh, he was buddies with. So they stayed friends.
Oh, there
Him
you
and Michael C. Hall Michael Anthony Hall, because Michael Anthony Hall was a star of Dead Zone. So there you go.
Well, now I want to pivot over to what Brian started to mention, which was the phenomenal Mad Max cameo.
Vernon Wells.
Yeah, for Krystle,
Good guy.
he is essentially reprising his character that he played in The Road Warrior, which was a post-apocalyptic, raider.
Oh yeah.
Well, you could tell that scene where Lisa's like, they need a challenge. She brings in his character, a really, really, really knockoff of a Terminator. And then the hills that, whatever they
Have eyes.
Berryman, another great guy. So bringing these guys in to be a challenge, I thought was kind of funny. especially at that time when all those movies were big.
We interviewed him.
Bennett.
Exactly. That's I googled him and that picture came up and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm posting that one for sure.
Let off some steam, Bennett.
Let off some steam. Put the knife in me. Twist it. Look in my eyes.
Twist it.
And apparently, from what I had read, was this when he came over to the States to film this role, that was his first time in the country. And then while he was here, he signed on to do the role of Commando.
Oh, nice.
Which I guess
Way to
probably
take advantage of a free trip.
Yeah, right? Because I think Commando came out in 85.
Something like that.
85 is right, I think. Yeah, or 87. 87.
Weird Science. Yeah, it's a weird. Same. Commando's 85, and Weird Science is also 85.
Oh, it was 85. Okay, so all right. Interesting. Well, there you go. Any other character thoughts?
Well, how about the two main girls that they tried to get with?
Yes.
I don't have any.
There was a girl in my middle school who I was in love with named Marcy, and she looked like the brunette in the movie. So it was a very surreal watch that movie because it looked so much like her. I remember, and I was like, had this huge crush. Yeah, that looks like Marcy.
And
I never got anywhere with Marcy, unfortunately.
Ralph, we got to call up this girl that you were on the phone with. We got to call up Marcy.
So many things unresolved.
It's funny because they look like they were in the Bangles, the band.
They do.
well, that was that time, wasn't it?
No, I know.
Well, I would love to talk about the I loved the fashion. You know, like the fact, would someone go to the mall dressed up like this? Is that?
I hope so.
Yes. Back then,
he's got 2 belts on. I love his pop collars. 1 sock down, 1 sock up.
You know that's going to be coming back soon.
Well, denim's already making a comeback, and so are gloves.
That's
So,
true.
it always comes back.
Right.
I want to talk about Bill Paxton because
Yes.
his character just annoyed me.
His character
Yeah.
annoys me in everything.
Supposed to be annoying though.
He played
He's
it
an
perfectly.
he's an asshole.
Yeah. Anybody with a haircut like that.
But
Check
I
the
feel
box.
like he was. I feel his portrayal of the character was too charactery.
I feel like that's the whole film.
You know what I'm trying to say.
Over the
Yeah,
top.
he was leaning into it.
Was that him in makeup? I'm just kidding. He was. I mean, it was, but the movie itself is that like it's very
Over the top.
It's cartoonish. Like the kitchen turns blue, the girl getting sucked out of the chimney with her top off. Like, like the like it's crazy, like over the top. So maybe I think that's probably what they told him to do.
Campy.
I don't think he needs much telling to do. I think he just does it.
Or he just did that.
The word that comes to mind is campy.
Campy. Yeah.
It was campy, but like even to the point where I don't know if you noticed, like they had certain sound effects, like music cues. So somebody happens, there's a whomp or like a like something of interesting. Like they had little tiny musical cues like that. And it is a John Hughes movie, so there was some interesting directing choices.
But early John Hughes, so maybe that was the whole thing.
Right, but I love this scene here. His eyes go wide. Door closes, slap sound effect, door opens back up. Like real quick, like 4-shot sequence with music cues, and it just kind of like it's different than the rest of the movie. And I for the life of me, I could not find it online. But there's a scene where they're in the bathroom. And they're in the shower while the girls are out doing their makeup and stuff. And they're talking to each other. And they do these like extreme close-ups on just their mouths.
Yes.
So you're only looking at their lip while they're talking. It's a very like, Wes Anderson does a lot of that type of stuff now, where it's just kind of cool. I was watching, I was like, wow, that's really nice. Where they even broke the fourth wall a couple times.
Yeah.
Well, John
Yeah,
Hughes
yeah,
is
yeah. Oh, yeah.
notorious for doing that.
Yeah.
Having his characters look right to the camera for certain punches of comedy.
I love that. Breaking the fourth wall is like one of my favorite things.
Because even Chet is like, well, next thing I know, you're gonna start wearing, women's underwear.
No,
or,
wearing
Right.
bra on your head.
No, you're
and
gonna
he
be wearing
waves
a bra
it
on your
at the camera.
and then looks at the
Yeah.
camera.
And
Right.
I think that was the first time that I actually chuckled while watching this.
I don't know, that whole scene where Lisa meets the parents and she tells him the
Oh
parents
my
everything.
gosh. Yeah.
Literally my favorite scene in the entire film is that whole dressing where the father just flips out and then
Well,
has
I
the
love-
mo-
I
the
love
mild
that.
stroke.
I never coughed off, Mom.
Yeah, and he cracks me up in the scene because he's just so.
Everyone's
perfect.
telling him to
He's
shut
selling
up.
him out. He's just
Shut
like,
up.
what? No, it's cool. Like, no,
He's so perfect
Ma.
in it.
Ma, I
Um,
never toss off to anything, Ma.
I never toss stuff to him. I do like then. I also like the running gag where the dad doesn't remember who he is. I don't know why that's so funny.
Yeah, no, I thought it was hilarious.
And then he's like, he cuts him off in traffic later, and she's like, that was Gary. And he's like,
what the hell
who
are
is-
you talking about?
Who the hell is this Gary? I don't know. I just
Well,
thought that.
Interestingly enough, Anthony Michael Hall passed on starring in National Lampoon's European Vacation to be in this.
Oh,
I think that was a good
Well,
choice. I think that was a good
so.
choice.
because he was in the first one, right?
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, he was in the first one.
He was?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Who does he play?
yeah. He was in the first one. They changed the kids in every one though.
Yeah, literally the daughter and the son they changed.
So I
it.
wonder
it
if
was
they-
like Menudo.
Maybe because he passed on the second one, they changed the kids, and then they kept just doing it as a running
Wait,
gag.
was he the kid in the Paris one?
In the
I think
No,
so. I
no,
think he
no,
came back
in the-
for wait.
He wasn't the Christmas kid.
no, he was the original kid, right?
Vacation, Christmas, European, Vegas.
No, because Vacation and European's the second one. He was either in the first one or I think he was in the first one.
Oh my gosh, I don't think I've seen all of them.
I don't.
Somebody help
And
us.
You can't forget about Christmas Vacation too, Eddie's Tropical Island.
So yeah, first movie.
I've
only,
never seen that.
First movie only.
Okay.
And then European
what?
movie. European Vacation. He wasn't
Yeah,
in.
I watched
Crystal, it was
Christmas
one of those
Vacation
sequels where
every
like they couldn't
Christmas.
get anybody back except for one guy, and then they're just like, just put it on DVD, and someone on Redbox will get it by accident.
Yikes.
I forget who the kids were in Vegas Vacation, where he was Mr. Papa Giorgio. Which is
I don't
one-
think I've seen the Vegas one. I didn't even know
Oh
there
my
was
god,
one.
Vegas one's great.
Really? Great
so-
as in like good or great as in like
It's
Like,
great.
so
Like
bad
when
it's good.
I was a teenager, I thought it was great. I don't know what it's like now.
okay.
Okay,
Next question, Noah.
next question.
All right,
us
well,
on track.
we talked a little bit
Back on
about scenes.
Scenes.
Were there any other scenes that people
The missile, the whole them going back to trying to create the girl again was fun. And they get
But
a missile.
I love that whole sequence too, and everything starts going crazy, and the two of them are just nonchalantly like sitting there with their beers, just being like, "Yep, business as usual."
I like that this house is just getting fucking
Absolutely,
getting-
kitchen, boom, it's all blue.
destroyed, and this kid is just like, all right, well, what am I gonna do now?
But then
also-
she's just like, "You didn't hook up the doll," and it's like, "Oh, of course, that's why it
we
didn't
got a
work. We didn't hook
missile,
up
a
the
nuke."
doll."
The best scene though is the Mad Max. I think the Mad Max scene where they stand up to the Mad Max people. That's got to be like the wish fulfillment. I like when I was a kid watching that scene and being like, they now look like badasses because they saved the day. It's kind of funny because like
girls.
right, like everybody just stands there and watches. Like if these people crash the party, no one ran away. Like they just stand and watch helplessly until Gary and the other kid save the day.
Which you would totally understand in today's standards because everybody would have their phone to record it.
Right.
Oh my God, look at this crazy party I'm at.
True.
But back then, the
Nobody
only way
was
you found out how
recording.
crazy the party went was your friend told you. Am I right? Oh, dude, the party was totally crazy. These guys came in a motorcycle. It was nuts.
I feel like there was a scene or two that really honestly didn't need to be there, and that was the grandparents, because
Mm.
they're not even it's not even talked about after the fact. It's like,
Well,
are they
no.
still in the cupboard?
They put, yeah, no, but Chet finds them in the cupboard, and then but I mean,
Yes, but they never come out.
well,
But I
she
do
puts
like
everything back to normal.
it's totally like, it's almost like the setup for the joke is funnier than the joke itself, because the two of them are at this very, you've got the juxtaposition of this crazy party, what do they say? Sex, drugs, rock and roll, chips, dips, chains, whips.
I love that one.
And so meanwhile, these people are at a nice, elegant restaurant. They're like, you know what? I think we should go visit our grandson. Oh, yes. He must be so lonely. There's nothing a teenage boy likes more than visiting his grandparents. Oh, yes. Let's go see him. So like, okay, this is going to be so stupid and silly. And the way that they're talking and they present it, and then they show up and they're like, my word, I've never seen anything quite like this. Have you? No, I don't say I've ever seen anything quite like this.
Yeah.
But has anyone thought how this even happened? Like, isn't this kind of a weird, kind of almost the poltergeist kind of theory, where this house must be built on some sort of weird burial ground or some ancient nexus point where these kind of weird doors open up, and it just takes a couple of little keystrokes and a doll on top of a game of life to just all of a sudden bring a human life to bear.
Right. But that's what I'm saying is, like, they totally could have spent the time to try and explore, okay, they broke into a mainframe, or, what are the technicalities of bringing a human to life? And they go, now we got the girl, let's go have fun.
Right. But let's do it again.
Yeah. Yeah. Check this out, guys. Sorry, Krystle, what were you going to say?
The scene where she opens up the door and it's like thousands of kids or hundreds of kids. I threw a party in high school. I lived on a ranch, and it was like a 2-mile drive of like nothingness to, get there. And my friend worked at Kinko's, and we Xerox like flyers to pass around. So we passed them around at my school. I didn't know that someone had like copied the copy and sent us to like 4 other high schools around the area. There must have been like 500 or 600 kids that came to this party while my parents were out of town. It took us 3 days to clean because they were like beer caps, bottle caps, all around the woods. And I literally had to pay like multiple people to help me clean. It was the scariest thing ever. And I had like, so rewatching this and like opening the door gave me like a panic attack of like that time. And yeah, I definitely got in trouble for that one.
I do like how they all showed up at once and stayed at
Yeah.
What was a punishment for something like that?
Oh, I was grounded for 2 months my senior year, which was like really hard your senior year.
Krystle's still grounded from that.
Oh man, if my mom was alive, I probably would be like, honestly, that one was so bad. And the way I got caught was like even worse. Like we had cleaned everything, right? Like we had gone through like everything, and somebody used protection and left the protection in my little sister's trash can.
Oh my God.
And that's how my mom found it. Like we had cleaned everything.
Well, at least they were safe. At least
I can hear her.
Well, the worst part is like my parents thought it was mine, and like I was like not about that life yet, and I was just like, no, I swear. And then I like had to confess like that we had this party, and that's
So please tell me that this is a story that your family maybe chuckles about at Thanksgiving at any time.
Now, yeah. I was worried
as soon as her grounding's over.
And then my friend was like, no, dude, my cousins are the cops, and they were there. They're the ones who brought the keg.
Jesus.
Wow.
Small town. Small country. Yeah.
But I'm sure your party was the epic party of senior year that year.
It was 1 of 2. Yeah, it was 1 of 2 for sure.
1 of 2.
Oh, wow. Multiple.
She's like, I may have done it again.
Not mine. Like, there were a lot of rich kids where I went. So.
But I like how you were like, it's practical. You can set yourself aside from the personal connection to be like, no, there was another good party.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Money is good. Money's good. Anyways, so yeah, that scene like gave a little flashback. So what about you guys? Was there anything that like really resonated with you like watching this? Like, yes, as my childhood, like I felt this.
My whole like that movie was like definitely, especially like when I was like, I don't know, when you're a little kid, you're probably a little like you don't think you're the popular kid in school, so it was like very wish
Oh, I
fulfillment.
wasn't.
What's that?
Oh, I wasn't.
I mean, I wasn't like I don't know if I was unpopular, but I think like when you're an awkward teenage kid just figuring stuff out, you always like, it's like, and you don't know how to talk to girls. It's a wish fulfillment thing. Like these two guys making this gorgeous woman. Of course, you're not at that age. You're not thinking about the weirdness that she's
Yeah. I
much
was more
older.
middle of the road in school, like not unpopular, but not popular.
Brian,
Yeah.
were you popular?
Me, was I popular? Not
Yeah.
really. I mean, I would be the one who had the computer shit. You know what I mean? Like the floppy disk, the Tandy fucking 3000 computer. Like I recognized it all. The actual technical things of it. Making anything but just like you did the Oregon Trail or the first Doom or the first Ultima kind of games back in the day. That part I knew. Being a nerd and being kind of like uncomfortable talking to women in general, girls at that time. Yeah, I mean, that's the type of thing that theater helped to do more things like that, being part of chorus, that type of thing. But otherwise, yeah, I was not a sports jock. I mean, I did play hockey. I did play street hockey and stuff like that. And I did, do shop class, which is like mechanics, auto
Yeah.
mechanics, wood shop, metal shop, things like that. So I had a weird spectrum of friends in high school. Like I hung out with really smart, nerdy kids, but my father was a mechanic as well. So I was working on cars and making things in wood shop and, welding things in metal class, that I could hang with both spectrums of the high school fiefdom.
My mom made me take shop.
But you know how it is. Like when you're 13, you're starting to discover girls, and you just don't know how.
Yeah,
Right.
I was really
You're
high
just like,
school.
what do I do? So like any of those, like that whole movie speaks to that, because you just don't know what you're doing. And
I mean, even the scene where
He is laughing at you.
dog. Dog
For
fight.
me, it's like I've always looked way younger than my age. I still do. But back then in high school, I mean, I probably looked like I belonged in junior high. So it was always a weird thing for me. And it wasn't until I actually started working where I met my ex-husband at the time, but he also went to the same school. So then kind of things changed a little bit for me. But yeah, I think I tried out for theater. I did a lot of different things, but I did more track and field, I think, in high school. So people knew who I was, but it's not like I was hanging out in those crowds in either direction.
What about you, Noah? You popular? Were you a nerd?
I don't know. I'd like to think I was a friend to all.
I think Noah was a man of the people in high school. I bet.
I was my class president.
I love that. I didn't know that.
Not very not supposedly, and nobody told me this at the time. I'm in charge of coordinating the high school reunions. I ain't got time for that. Nobody told me when I signed up.
The class president does that.
Yeah, nobody told me that. First off, you got to understand, it was a total fluke. Like there was a girl that was really, really passionate. She's like, I want to be class president. I'm going to be class president. She was going around. She was giving cookies to everybody. She was making flyers and stuff. And like me and my friends just like the one morning woke up and we were just like, yeah, wouldn't it be pretty funny if I was class president? We're like, yeah, that'd be pretty funny. Let's give it a try. And then became class president. And so we had all of these, like basically this whole clique of girls were like, okay, I'm going to be the president. You're going to be the librarian. You're going to be the secretary. You're going to be this. And then we're all going to have fun for the next 4 years. And then I kind of just like came in and I was like, and then there's Noah. But again, I always like to say I was more of like a puppet, just a figurehead type of president. They did all the real work.
Was this girl's name Flick? Just out of curiosity, because there's a movie called Election that you may want to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Did Noah steal Flick's election?
I was about to say, it sounds just like the movie with Matthew Broderick and Reese Witherspoon.
Oh, I
Ooh.
love that. You should message her, Noah, now and be like, look, I know you didn't win then, but if you want to organize all the reunions,
Yeah,
like,
you're more than, hey, be my
go
guest.
for it.
Have fun.
Here you
Yeah.
go.
So we are short. We're coming up on our time ending, so we need to
Wrap
get
it
to
up.
wrapping
Well,
it up.
funny enough, I saw this cover that you're going to show in a few seconds here at the VIP event. VIPs were able to get this right at the VIP event. And I was like, oh my God, you guys are tipping your hand. And who knew that the VIPs really do have like VIP access to
They get the
Zenescope,
VIP
books.
The VIP.
Behind
Did you
the curtain.
sign any books, Brian?
I did. There was quite a few people who brought their Zenescope Movie Club showcases for me to sign.
Nice.
And so it was a lot of fun.
That's sweet.
cool.
That's cool. I saw that you met Sir John. He was
I
really,
did.
really, really into it.
Huge fan.
Yeah. Yeah. He only does like one show a year. And he was like, I do Zenescope because it's so small and intimate. And it's not like he's not afraid of like massive crowds, or he is afraid of massive crowds, but not there. He's
No, this was a really, I mean, it was a large group, and we had food, catered food, which was really great. We had a lot of games going on. First time playing, what is it, Vampire Werewolf? And
We played
Oh,
Van,
I
Hel-
love that game.
Van Helsing versus Werewolf.
versus
Our version
Werewolf.
of Werewolf.
Oh, I
did
love
a
that game.
Trivia
Yeah.
game, a couple of trivia round games, which was hilarious.
That was
And
And then
hilarious.
obviously the bowling afterwards, which was a lot of fun at Lucky Strike there in Philly. It's an event that fans should I was telling Ralph that he needs to open it more to the general public because it's that fun. It's really a cool kind of thing.
Or we just need more VIP.
Or you just need to sign up for VIP, people.
Yeah,
Get with
But
it.
yeah, but
I heard
we
it's
appreciate
really
Brian being there. We had a lot of fun. Brian playing in the games and hanging out with us.
Brian was doing a bit of DJing too. When
Yeah,
we-
that's true.
when
I
we-
always
when we-
I always have a boombox with me no matter what when
Oh,
I
yeah.
even do cons. They had a not beer pong, just beer pong setup, but it was no beer in it. It was pong to win for a championship right in front of my table. So I had my box, so I turned it up and we had a bit of a DJ session.
Yeah, you're a karaoke king.
That too.
Yeah.
I think Joe won the beer pong title, which we didn't hear the end of for the rest of the day.
Rule
And
book, I called it.
Brian busting Joe's Joe's chops was a highlight, and then also Brian. We have this warehouse worker named Joe Stove. We call him Stove. We've known him
love
forever.
Stove.
We've known him forever.
This was my highlight.
He's a goofy dude. I've known him since I was like 20 years old. He works in our warehouse. You have to meet him to understand his goofiness. And then Brian went on a tangent of teasing him for something. I don't even remember.
He
what
got
it
it.
was.
He walked.
He
5
said he
feet, got
pulled a
night
muscle
cramp.
or something
He
in his
pulled
leg.
him.
And we were asking him to be on the panel to be part of the trivia. He's like, oh, I'm like, he is the only dude I've ever heard of someone pulling a muscle
Well, he's
during
70
trivia.
He's
How do
like
you pull a
70
muscle
years.
during trivia.
Well, he's 70 years.
Oh,
You laughing just thinking about it.
Brian went on.
It was nonstop. I couldn't
Because
remember
Stove-
how many things I just kept
Well,
saying.
Stove was so confused because he didn't know Brian.
He didn't know I was there.
He doesn't even know who Brian is. He probably never saw. We wouldn't know what Clerks was if it hit him in the face.
Who the hell is this guy?
And he just, who's this guy making fun of me? Like, oh my God, I couldn't stop laughing because Brian was just on a tear.
He did come over though. He's like, I'm so stupid. I didn't realize it was you. Oh my
Right.
God, I love that movie.
Well, then actually, he did know the movie, and that's what was funny. He had no clue you were who you were, but he was so, and it's just the way you got under his skin and his facial. Oh my God, I couldn't stop laughing because we tease him constantly.
Oh yeah.
Having
we
Brian
have
do
had
it.
to instigate, start a new rule. Like apparently they used to pull more practical jokes on Stove, but as he's
Oh my
gotten
God.
older,
We
there's
have
a
the
fear
best.
of we don't want to kill him.
No, he's afraid of, he's arachnophobic, and we decided it would be funny to get a large mechanical spider come out of a box once, and he comes in the office and he's like talking. We had the boxes kind of turned over so he would lift them up, and he was like giving us all crap for having a messy office, and he lifts the box. and the mechanical spider comes out, and it's like ridiculous. It's like as big as my head, and it's like, and he kicks at it and misses, and he falls backwards and falls.
You're so mean,
He
Ralph.
farts,
So
he farts
mean.
and then he yells, "I shit myself" while he's falling. It's
It was
still the
fun.
funniest thing I've ever
Needless to
seen.
say, people, you got to
have it
sign
on
up for the
tape.
VIP events. They're hilarious.
Oh my god, sorry.
Yeah.
It's-
When are you
it
going
just
to have
brought
one
back-
out here so that I can attend?
All right, we will.
Oh, that was
Just
fun.
for
Do it in
you.
Vegas.
All right,
I'll go to
we
Vegas.
gotta get to the ratings.
Anyways, let's do the ratings.
All right, we're 6 o'clock. We're way.
All right, let's look at the charts. All right,
Chart.
so I have added Marilyn's Blade Runner score, which has brought the average of Blade Runner down to 420.
Damn
Hey,
it, Marilyn.
however, Ghostbusters is now our highest ranked film.
Marilyn with a way low score on
5.
Runner.
Yeah, it is. You can kind of see that orange bar pretty prominent. And then Nightmare on Elm Street, Sarah's bar is the one that is, it's huge. I think she gave it
we can't bring Sarah on. What is this?
She gave it a spite score of 5 because we all gave it like
Because it
less than.
sucked.
Like
yeah,
real
you can
scores.
give mine like a 3.5.
Is that what
I'll
yours
do
would be,
3.5.
Krystle? A 3.5?
Yeah,
I don't know what the cadets are, but
it's a chat.
I know it should be called it has to have a better name.
It was originally the Peanut Gallery, and then Peanuts.
No, it's got to be like a Zedets would be making.
No, movie club cadets. You get the alliteration with club and cadets.
No.
Okay.
Movie club cadets. It's in the
Okay,
Buffy
chat.
does not-
Give us
Buffy
your
does not
score
approve.
in chat right now, and forgive my husky voice.
Okay.
All right,
Who wants to
who
go?
wants to go first?
Buffy, you want to go first? No.
You never say the word "go" to a dog, dude.
Look at this
Aw.
children. Oh my god.
She wants to go first. What'd you
Okay,
think?
Ralph, you go
She
first.
wants to go out.
All right, I'll go first. Listen, I grew up on this movie. I saw it a million times. I haven't seen it in years. Very nostalgic. I don't know. It holds up to a point. It's supposed to be over the top. I'm going 4.25. I'm setting the bar.
Wow.
Yeah, Buffy agrees with me. 4.25 checks.
Wow.
Okay.
God, that's so creepy.
Buffy likes it.
Hut.
The
I feel like I want to know if that's the same modeler who did Pizza the Hut. I'm really curious.
Ooh.
Pizza the Hut.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, chat. Google it. Ooh, some maize. Some maize is in here.
I'm going. I went high on this movie for no reason, but I did it.
You went very high.
It's just very. It's.
Wait, what did you give it?
Look
I was
back and watch a movie.
Oh, 4.25.
Sometimes you go back and you're like, wow, why did I like that movie? And there's parts of this I'm like, but like it's such just ties into my childhood. I have to go 4.2. Sorry, go ahead. Next. Marilyn's gonna bring it down anyway.
Oh, I know she is. Marilyn, go. I want to hear it. Go.
Don't you dare! Don't.
I'm going to.
You're
Do
sinking.
You know, like it was too
The Buffy.
campy for me, and that's what I didn't like about it. It was just, I mean, there were parts that I liked and that were enjoyable and that were kind of funny, but on a whole, it was just too campy. And it's like I went looking. Oh, by the way, it was written in 2 days, so maybe that's why.
I could totally see that too.
And I went looking. It's like, all right, because I see things, but I forget who writes them, and I don't remember certain things. So I went looking. All right, John Hughes films, and I'm looking at his write up there, and I'm like, okay. I see that it gets better as the years go by, and maybe it was the characters that he cast in certain characters. Maybe that's maybe it was the casting. I don't know, but I'm going to give it a 2.
2 Chets. That's fair. That's
Two
valid.
Chets.
Fair.
That's valid. That's valid.
That is 2. Oh my
2
god.
stinky Chets. That's
I can
Two
understand.
stinky farting Chets.
2
yeah.
Chets.
He was gross. Yeah.
Not
All
even
right, Noah.
2.5 Chets. 2 Chets.
No,
All
and,
right.
and I did toy with that, but I was like, no, 2.
Wow.
Valid.
That's crazy. That's crazy talk. 2 Chets. Buffy's leaving. She's insulted.
I locked in my score earlier this morning because I didn't want to be swayed to bring it down or take it up. So I'm giving it a 3.25. Here's my rationale behind it. I watched not too long ago Weekend at Bernie's for the first time.
Yes.
Which is another somewhat
Amazing.
iconic 80s comedy.
Amazing movie.
Yeah, I like that
However,
one.
That's a 5.
I watched it and I was like, oh man, this is a little, like it just didn't hit with me. I know, that's what I know. But this, for whatever reason, I think it was the campiness and the silliness, and Weekend at Bernie's was a silly premise, but it definitely made it felt more like a straight comedy, I guess, if that makes sense. This was just so silly, so many weird like shots, with the mouths and the breaking the fourth wall, and just not taking itself too seriously. I had a blast. I thought it was great, and definitely looking at it now through the lens of an adult, and also in like the modern 21st century, I can see where it has like some red flags and like kind of moments. But putting myself, like, if I were to go back and be a high school kid again and watch this, I probably would be like, yeah, this kicks ass. And it still got me to chuckle, a whole lot. A lot of laugh out loud moments. So 3.25 Chets.
Okay.
Get a fist pump for that, Noah.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
I wish you went a little higher, but I'll settle for 3.2.
I even got a calculator. I got a Casio calculator watch, the same one as the guy in the movie.
Look at that.
I saw it and I was like, okay, this is
all you need is a floppy disk now and a Tandy 3000. You're ready to go.
And a doll.
And
All
a doll
Brian.
and a game of life.
All right, Brian.
Look, it's a John Hughes film. So first off, we have that standard, of what comedies in the 80s were. I always take in the history of the time as well, of that kind of goofiness and envelopes, and what envelopes were generally accepted by the public, even though they were diminishing other smaller groups of the public, or even majorities of the public. That all being said, Anthony Michael Hall in his finest, Kelly LeBrock, who we didn't even bring it up, actually went on to marry Steven Seagal.
Right. Let's not ruin her legacy.
Yes, exactly.
That poor woman.
So she did a great job. This was her debut movie and stuff like that. That all being said, the piling on of that kind of silly, kind of sophomoric, very testosterone-driven comedy, where today it doesn't really age well for a younger audience for today. But me at that age, what this movie was made for, the age that I was at, if not more back then. So I hold a bit of a nostalgic view of this film. But I do see it also with an older and modern lens as well. That all being said, it still, I think, holds up on itself. So I'm gonna give it 3 bras.
3 bras.
I love that.
No one's coming close to my 4. Okay.
Yeah.
It's fair.
No. So I feel like ditto to a lot of things that Brian said. And yeah, I think that if you had asked me to rate it yesterday before I rewatched it in like a decade or more, I probably would have given it like a 4. I really grew up loving this film. I thought the concept is hilarious and brilliant. And my best friend and I, we were girls, but we were like very tomboy-esque. And so I definitely kind of saw myself more as like one of the main characters, like just kind of like a dork and like wanting to fit in and like wanting to have these things that they wanted. But after watching it today, I definitely feel like, there were a lot of red flags and it doesn't hold up as well as I thought it did in my head. So I'm gonna give it a 2.5. A 2.5. I do still love this film. I really do love this film. I'm just saying that, like, as a woman, wearing a bra on my head, no less. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I feel like there were definitely some parts in there where it's like, ooh, you know, and the scene where, you know, he's with the there were a lot of cringe. There's a lot of cringe.
Yeah.
So I love it. It's a classic. I think that everyone should watch it. So but
Apparently
like
you don't.
I do.
2.5.
That doesn't feel like the rating reflects that soundbite there.
I will admit, I don't
I
think
feel-
the movie is going to speak to females nearly as much as it would speak to male. It's
Yeah,
not
it
made.
would never be made
It's
today.
not made for
It
women.
couldn't be made today.
So I
There's no way
understand.
it could be made today.
I understand that.
I also think that you would
if
be
you just had like
hard-pressed.
clips of it, like the clip of her and the doorway is like one of the most iconic movie scenes of all time. Like, I love Better Off Dead.
They sold posters of that.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I've had posters of that in my room at times in my life. Like, I do love this film. I've cosplayed this her in like I love this film. I just think that, like, if I were to, you know, if I had a daughter, like, or I don't know, I just feel like watching it now, it just gave me like a lot of ick. Like every time she kissed them, I was just like, oh, I don't know, like, oh, bleh.
I love this film, but it sucks.
I do love this film.
Krystle,
If
I
they
love
would
this film,
re-edit
but it
it out,
sucks.
like,
Everybody should
every
watch
time
it, but
she kissed
don't.
them, I wanted to throw up in my mouth. Like, I'm
Listen,
sorry.
It's like
Eh.
Siskel and Ebert are inside her
It's-
head right now.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
so-
honestly.
It's so
Siskel
true,
and
though.
Ebert. They're battling.
two.
One gave it a 5 and one gave it a 0. Okay, so
You couldn't pay me
Moving-
enough to like make out with a 15-year-old.
But
Like,
one
come
thing
on.
I know everybody's gonna love is this cover they're about to show.
All right,
Yes,
ready?
it better be her in the door.
Bam!
Yay!
So,
Elias.
compliments to
With a
Elias.
floppy disk.
Oh, I love it. That's cute.
Elias.
And I always thought she should have been blonde. Maybe I'm just jealous.
She was gorgeous in this movie.
No,
She does
wasn't.
look 35, but she is gorgeous.
She's a 10 out of 10.
Great cover. Go grab it. I don't know if the link is dropped in there. No,
Yep,
can you drop?
link is in
There
the
it is.
comments.
Bam. Boom.
Noise.
Thank you. Thank you. Look at that cover. Grab it. And does anybody have any plugs for this?
Before we
No, yes,
we plug,
yes.
I do just want to say one thing. We had a giveaway last.
The giveaway.
Oh, I need to send you guys the Lego. Y'all gave away the Lego,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
do.
So at your earliest convenience, but last stream we reviewed Nightmare on Elm Street, and we've got this awesome cover that is going to our very own. Hold on, let me make sure that I got all the right graphics here. Got a little confetti.
Woo!
Bam, Carol Nadeo.
Carol Nadeo.
Carol Nadeo is a VIP, actually, but she was selected from the comments section from last month's episode to receive this fantastic cover. So that will be going to you, Carol. Congratulations. And we've got another prize for our current video, which I guess I probably should have censored this beforehand. But I figured because this is a very Frankenstein-esque story with a Frankenstein monster, we will be selecting someone from our comments section, comments keyword, to receive that CGC cover as
Okay,
well.
better be Firebird, Grave Mistake, or Samaze. I'm just kidding.
So you have until next episode to comment in the comment section with your personal score for Weird Science. Now you can commence with the plugs.
Plug time.
Well,
Okay.
we're talking about what's going to be the next episode.
Oh yeah, I can give you a little
Yeah,
sneak
why are we
preview.
Zenescope first?
All right, let's talk. You want to talk shop? Let's talk shop. Next movie club is going to be September 25th.
Oh,
We are going to be
Conan.
reviewing Conan.
I'm gonna give it a 5.
Done. Crystal's locked in for a 5.
Only because it's Arnie.
It's a straight 5.
Arnold.
Hard
Arnold in
5.
his prime. his prime physical attributes.
It also has some red flags, but this one's gonna get a 5.
It has red flags, but Arnold looks so pumped.
Yeah,
Red flags.
I have this poster like in 3 different places in my house. Like this is my jam.
You know what? I'm gonna give it a 2, a spite 2. Because
Because
you trashed mine. I tell everybody I love it, but I hate it. Let's say I love Conan, but I hate it.
No, you're lying.
Kidding. I do like it.
5 because
I might. I don't know. I haven't seen it in a long time, so we'll see.
Hey, why don't we try to get Conan on here, huh?
Get Arnold.
Okay.
Conan O'Brien by
Conan
accident.
O'Brien. Can we get Conan O'Brien?
I think that would be even harder.
Yeah, right.
I think now it would be harder to get Conan O'Brien.
But Conan has
Brian,
nothing.
Brian, Marilyn, plugs. Anyone?
In a couple
Krystle?
of weeks, I'll be in Edison, New Jersey for the New Jersey 420 Expo.
Oh,
Heyo.
what does 420 mean?
That's
For
at
the kids
the
out
New
there.
Jersey Expo Center in Edison, New Jersey, 13th through the 15th. Have a high old time. There'll be
What is that
bands, there'll be
plant?
vendors. So that's September. And then October, me and Marilyn will also be at the wonderful ChronicCon in Chicago, Illinois, at the Hyatt, the Hyatt Regency at the O'Hare Airport. Tons of people. They just announced Shannon Elizabeth has been added to the bill. Tommy Chong, Kevin, Jay, myself, Marilyn, Kevin's wife, Kevin's daughter, Austin, and tons of others. So, and then September 13th, Kevin's new movie, 4:30 movie, hits theaters. Go check it out.
Nice.
Sweet.
I'm gonna be in Denver, Colorado, November something for Brick Fest Live. Look it up in Denver.
November something.
Yeah, and then another Brick Fest Live on New Year's. The Denver one is subject to change. I just got asked to do a commercial, so I might do this.
Woo!
That's
I
awesome.
can't say what it's for yet, but woo. So yeah, and I'll be at LA Comic-Con doing a Lego Masters panel or Lego Builder panel. I don't think we're allowed to call it Lego Masters panel in October 3rd, whatever.
LA Comic-Con is October this year?
Yeah, LA Comic-Con is October. Oh, and we're doing if you're in LA, we are also going to be doing a bricks and minifigs crawl. So we're basically it's like a bar crawl, except we're going to all the bricks and minifigs that day, and then we're going to end at the Universal Studios to watch the new Piece by Piece Pharrell movie. So I don't know. I know that we're gonna have like a lot of cool swag for that. So if you're in LA and want to do that, DM me. We only have 35 seats for that event, and that's gonna be October 12th or 13th. I'm really bad with dates, so yeah, just DM me if you are in LA.
2024.
What is it?
Sometime in 2024.
Yeah, this year. It's October. I think it's the 12th or the 13th for the bus crawl to Bricks and Minifigs.
Saturday is the 12th and 13th is a Sunday. So if it's a Saturday and Sunday, that should happen.
I think it's a Saturday.
So
12th? The 12th? Okay, cool. Then that's right. It is the 12th because the Sunday I'm doing the bike ride, the Venice Beach bike ride. And I got a new bicycle. So if you're going to be in LA, like come do the bike rides with us the first 2 weekends of October.
I love my bike. That's my bike.
Sweet.
Don't try to murder me. Thanks.
All right. Anyone else? Going once.
That's a lot.
All right, kids. Well, you know what the homework is for next month? Conan
The Barbarian.
the
Guess
Barbarian.
I'm gonna have to watch it 729 times now.
I mean, that sounds like you're giving it a 5 too.
I will say.
What are you talking about? I'm giving this thing a 55.
Nice.
This will be another first time viewing for me, so I'll be
Really?
Oh, cool.
Wow.
My
Very good.
only familiarity with it is Weird Al Yankovic's parody in UHF, Conan the Librarian.
Oh my God. On that note,
You lost points.
Noah,
on that
we'll
note,
see you
just
next week.
remember, you always got to remember what is good in life. Then watch that movie.
What is good in life?
I don't know
What
if
is
I've
good?
seen it in its entirety. And if I
Well,
did, it was only once. So we'll
you
see.
will
Save it for
enjoy
next
it.
week.
You
Save it
will.
for next
Your
week.
life
Save it
will
for next
change.
week.
Next month.
month. Right.
The next month, not next week. Love.
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 Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.